Apple Stock app is a pretty underrated app and people often end up spending a fortune on third-party note apps. But I'd say Apple Notes app is the best. Do you want to know why? Well then, without wasting more of your time, let's dive in, shall we? Hi there, this is Mufaddal with Apple Vibes, where you learn more about your Apple products. The number one feature I like about Notes is that finding specific text in a note or even handwritten text is pretty convenient. Inside a note, in advanced settings, select the Find in Note feature. There are more features here which I'll be covering in a bit. Now type and search. If you have a long note, this will definitely come very handy. Likewise, I can also search for all attachments. This feature is located in the advanced settings of the home page in the Notes app. Links, documents, images, every attachment will show up right here. It's easy to enlarge text on Notes app on a Mac, but on iPhone, although it can't be done exactly. But here's the trick. When the cursor is blinking, you can find a plus button here which will lead you to advanced formatting. Select the text, then change the format to title to make the text larger or play with some other formats. You can also add numbers and bullets to the text or make the text bold or italic right from here. It's very much possible to add a signature to a pic or a document in the Notes app. I have imported an image already using the camera option. Now tap on the image, you'll have the markup tool, then notice how secret plus button pops up. Tap on that and add a signature if you don't already have one, and place it as you like on the image. You can see a lot of images can start looking messy, right? So I'd prefer a smaller image than this. For that, I'll long press on the image and choose this smaller image option. Now it looks much better. If you prefer dark or light mode on your iPhone, mine is set on dark mode right now, but for some reason you don't prefer the same for your notes, well, you can simply change it from these settings. In my case, to light mode. But the thing to note here is that it will change the mode for this single note and not all the notes. By the way, smash a like down there if you are liking the tips. Privacy is one of the best features of the Notes app. If you feel like your note needs protecting, again from here, you can now lock it. Or an easier way is to 3D touch the note itself and select lock note. As easy as that. I do have a password set already, but when you do lock, it will prompt you to add a password. Now once you are done using the note, lock the notes again from here. A bonus tip here, if you want to hide some photos on your iPhone, you can keep them in here with password protection. And now you know it. Usually notes are sorted by date edited. So the moment you edit a note, it will surface on the top. But if you don't prefer that, there are 3 more sorting options to choose from. And even after changing the sorting, if you want to keep a certain note to the top, slide that note towards the left and pen it, or 3D touch on the note and pen it from here. Now that note will always surface on the top regardless of the sorting. Also, sliding towards the right reveals another useful feature. A note can be moved into a folder, either create a new folder or move it to an established folder like I have here. Makes organizing so much better. This is moving a note to a folder, but the best part is that I can create a new folder and drag it onto another folder, and that will make it a subfolder, which you can access by tapping on the small arrow kind of thing. A pro way of organizing your notes. Now again, in a note, notice there's a camera icon given at the bottom. The very main use for this in my personal experience is to scan documents. The accuracy is just tremendous. Take a photo of the doc. You can still adjust the borders if you want to, if you don't like the borders. It will automatically convert into a PDF file, which you can also share it from here. By now you know that Apple Notes app is worth it, right? But to make it better, there are 4 ways you can quickly access different notes or even features right from the home screen or the lock screen. From anywhere while using your iPhone, you can quickly either access the Notes app from the control center or 3D touch to get these options right away. If you don't have notes in your control center, in settings, under control center, add notes from here. The same options can be seen with the app's icon on the home screen by 3D touching on it. Next is I can say something like, "Hey Siri, show me my notes," or "show me notes from today," or "show me notes about YouTube," and also say something like, "update my last note." Tap the note you'd like to update from the list when presented. Or I could say, "Hey Siri, add Hello World to my Google Note." And here it is, mission accomplished. Notes widgets are also a sweet add-on. Here you have two options: choose a folder or a note, select your preferred size and set it on the home screen. Then 3D touch and select edit widget. Choose your preferred note or folder depending on the type of the widget. Now back to the Notes app. If you'd like to indent a line or paragraph to make it like a subparagraph, just long press at the cursor and choose indent from here and increase as much as you want. Now when you type, it will maintain that indentation until you decrease it back to normal. Also, by long pressing, there's an option for inserting drawing in our notes. Well, it's much easier on iPads, but this works for me. We'll draw an arrow for example, and there we have a drawing in the middle for our note. The only problem is you can't edit it once drawn, so be careful with that. Checklists can be made before making a note or even after creating a note by simply selecting the text and selecting the checklist option from the bottom. Tick on the checkbox once it is done. Remember where we have the format settings? Here's an option which looks like a table, cause it's actually a table. For accounting or something like that, it can prove very handy. You can add rows or columns from here. And the best part is that after creating the whole table, if you feel like the table is not needed anymore, simply long press on the table and choose Table to Text. From Safari or Chrome, if you want to save a website, share it to Notes by selecting Notes from the share sheet, and that will save the website as a link in your Notes app, which you can then preview using 3D touch. There are two ways to share a note: either send it normally through WhatsApp or share with this special feature which allows you to give access to that person to also edit your notes. Could be very helpful for team members. And the last one, this function right here converts Notes app into a gallery view. And let me tell you, this comes super useful when needed. I hope you learned a lot of powerful Apple Notes tips from this video. Please subscribe for more content like this pumping every week. Thanks for watching. My name is Mufaddal. This is Apple Vibes. Take care and I will see you in the next video.